Hello again and welcome back to Wendy's Way. Today we're continuing our journey in fiber. It's been a while since I've made a fiber video. I've gotten so involved in markets and gardening and food and fun and family and yes. And I have been doing some crochet, and I've got to get real busy and finish something to show you. But today, as you can probably tell, I just came in from some more time out in the garden. And I decided, since it's just the dogs and I in the house at the moment, well, Lou might be in his room, but I don't hear anything from him right now. So I'm going to take this opportunity just to make a real quick basic tutorial. Something I mentioned in my last crochet tutorial, something you can use for almost anything, and that is the ability to crochet a flat round, a flat circle. You can use the flat circle method with a number of stitches. The easiest one I'm going to show you is just a double crochet flat circle. You can use it for everything from pot holders to placemats, coasters. You can use different kinds of and weights of yarn and make rugs. You can make round blankets, afghans, anything. And basically what I'm going to show you how to do is just lay it out and actually write it down and just work on your increases over and over and over. You'll be increasing. So I'm glad that you joined me today. I hope you'll stick around for this quick how to double crochet a flat round. All right. We're going to make a basic tutorial on how to crochet a flat circle or a flat round. I've written it out for reference, and I'll just show you as we go along what I mean by writing it out. I'm starting with just a generic solid colored yarn, so hopefully you can see it real well. And we're going to start with a slip stitch. A slip stitch. Listen to me. Listen to me. A slip knot. Can you tell it's been a while since I've done this? I didn't even pull out the hook I need, did I? All right. Let me see if I can be quick enough not to have to stop the video and start over. All right. Let's see. We've got a standard 4-weight acrylic yarn. We've got a 6.5 millimeter hook. That ought to work for us. Okay. We're going to pull this slip knot up onto our hook, and we are simply going to make a double crochet flat round or flat circle. And we start by chaining 4. Just make sure that your hook and yarn weight balance. Typically, each skein of yarn that you purchase will suggest a size of hook or needle that you use for it when you keep standard tension. And, you know, everyone holds their hook a little differently. Everyone holds their tension a little differently. So you experiment and see what works for you. For me, I typically use a hook a size or 2 larger than suggested because I tend to hold my tension. So, without further ado, chaining 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And now I am going to double crochet in the very first chain. Double crochet, remember, is yarn over, go into the circle, yarn over again, pull 1, now yarn over and pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 2. Now that's 1 double crochet. The other 3 chains are going to count as a double crochet as well. In this same circle that we just did, we are going to double crochet 10 more times so that it will appear that we have 12 double crochet in the same spot, which will give us a circle. Okay, so 10 more times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, just 2 more, 9, and 10. So including the chain 3 at the beginning, we chained 4, but then we're stitching in the first one. We have a dozen double crochet. Now, in the top of that chain 3, in that third one, we are going to slip stitch to complete the circle. Right there. All right. Now you can grab the tail and give it a tug, and that will tighten up your circle. Okay, now we have our beginning. Now from here, we are going to increase in every round to keep it flat, which means 2 stitches in 1 is what's called an increase. So I've laid it out. I'm sure there are much simpler methods of laying it out, but to explain it to myself, we have 12 double in a circle, slip stitch to close. In the first round, we're going to increase or put 2 double crochet in every stitch. So in every 1 stitch, we're going to put 2 double crochet. So we're increasing in every stitch. In the second round, we're going to put 2 double in every second stitch or every other. In the third round, in every third stitch, and so on. And as you go, you simply increase the number of stitches in between increases, so that on your first round it's every 1, every 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on. And if your hook size and your tension and your yarn match, it should give you a flat round. And even if they're close, if it tends to wave a little bit or cup a little bit, you can either adjust your tension, or when you're done with the piece or that section of the piece, you can block it, which is a future video coming up very soon, because I have a sampler blanket that I'm making for a baby, and I'll be blocking every square to make them the same size and shape. All right, so let's go on with round 1. And see, I would keep this in front of me, and when I finish the round, I'll put a check mark next to the number, and that way, if I have to drop it for any reason, I'll know what round I'm on when I pick it back up again, and I won't have to sit and count every time. All right, so round 1. On this round and every round from here out, chain 3 counts as your first double crochet. So there's chain 3. And now we're going to double crochet in the same stitch. See if I can get it under there so it looks right. Okay. And now we're going to put 2 double in every stitch all the way around. So when you get done, you had 12. When you get done, you'll have 24. So there's 1 and 2 double crochet in each stitch. Go in the next one. And the next one. This is some old acrylic yarn and it has some elastic to it. Wow. Not a fan of acrylic, especially old acrylic, because you can tell it's not a natural fiber. It feels like plastic compared to the cottons and wools and things like that. But, you know, this is a full skein that I found at my local thrift store, and it works beautifully for, you know, rugs or things like that. It works beautifully for tutorials where nobody else can feel what the yarn feels like. It's just a simple, basic, solid yarn. Solid colors are easier to see for tutorials. Okay, we're getting close. One more. So we have put 2 double crochet in every stitch around, and again we're going to join in the top, the 3rd chain, with a slip stitch. And that was round 1. And we have, let's see, we'll start here where we ended. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, and 24 stitches. So we've put 2 double in every stitch, or an increase in every stitch. We'll check off round 1. And basically we are simply going to continue on in the same mode over and over. So I'll just do another round or 2. Chain 3 to begin, counts as a double here and throughout. I'm going to put another one in that stitch, so that's 2. And then in the next stitch, just 1 double crochet, because in round 2 we're doing it in every second, increasing in every second. So here's the second. We'll put 2 double crochet, and then 1, and 2, and 1, and 2, and once you get used to it, you don't have to keep talking to yourself. But if you're like me and you don't, then you'll miss it and you'll have to go back and redo it again. I'm OCD anyway, so I count to myself. There's a single, And this is the second one, so 2 doubles. And 1. And 2. One. Obviously, it's going to take quite a bit longer to get around every time. Here's another way to look at it. If you want to count it that way, you start off with 12 stitches, and in every round you increase by 12 stitches. So 12 in the first round, 2 in each, so 24 in the second round, 2 in every other, so 36, 48, etc., etc. We are increasing by 12 every time. All right. Single, 2, 2. Correct? Yeah. I am a forgetful person. Patterns and recipes I look at over and over and over. It's part of counting too when you're OCD. I'm OCD a bit. Not to the point where I always have an incredibly tidy house, but when certain things are supposed to be done certain ways, I get a little carried away. All right, one in the last one. We'll attach at the top. We sure will. Get in there. Slip. All right, that was round 2. We increased in every other. We have 36 because we increased by 12. We'll do one more round, but I think you get the gist. So in round 3, we're going to put an increase or 2 double crochet in every 3rd stitch. So we'll do it in the first one. Okay, there's our increase. Then we'll have 2 stitches with only 1 double crochet. Ooh, caught an extra thread there. And then the 3rd stitch, we'll get an increase again. Okay. 2 stitches with just a double. Yeah, I'm a tight one. And the 3rd one gets an increase. Two with just 1 double. 3rd one gets an increase. And if you want to make it look really interesting, each time you increase, instead of doing 2 doubles, you can actually do a double and a chain 1. and then it'll leave an open space where you increase, and it'll turn into a spiral. Ah, too much information. Sounds like another video. Okay. We caught up to our skein. I tell you, it's a big old skein. I don't even think they're making this anymore. Sayel, Melina Sayel. That is an old skein of acrylic yarn. Oh goodness, it's old. Feels like I could crochet a boat out of it and it wouldn't leak. All right. Here's my second single, and we'll double again. Two in the third. You know, it takes a little longer to get around and around, but it grows quickly, especially when you use a 4-ply yarn like this. It grows very quickly. I think I've caught my tail. I did. Okay. We're almost there. I think we can stop after 3, don't you? I think you get it. And if you got it and you're bored, feel free to move on. I just want to make sure that everyone understands the gist. Oh, it's a glorious day here in Iowa. Wow. Just under 70 degrees. Nice breeze. It just does not get much more beautiful than that. There were a few sprinkles earlier. All right. 2 more stitches with a single double. A single double? Yes, with 1 double crochet in each. And then see if I can get under it instead of through it. Right up to the front. You know, some days it wants to work with me. Some days it does not. Okay. There we are. Especially if you block it, you know, it's going to get super flat, and it will take an old acrylic yarn like this and make it so much softer. All right, folks, that is the tutorial. And you just take it from here. You know, we have increased in every 3rd stitch in our circle, and we would just keep going. And the circle would grow by almost an inch every time. You know, 1/2 inch on each side. This is already as large as my hand. And that's just 3 rounds after the first circle. So you can do it with any color, any combination of colors. You can change colors when you start and end a circle and make really interesting pattern combinations. But there you have it, folks. It is a double crochet flat round circle. I hope that you enjoyed this tutorial, and I hope that you'll join me again for the next one. May the good Lord, who blesses me each and every day of my life, bless you as well, today and always. Amen.